Welcome. In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, the card game, I take on my first play using Quicksilver, and he'll be going up against Absorbing Man. So for a game setup, we're using Absorbing Man 1 and 2. Got the Hydra Patrol set up. For setup, once I get everything shuffled together, discard cards from the encounter deck until an environment is discarded. Put that card into play and shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. And this is going to be threshold of 12. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place a delay counter here. Forced interrupt. When environment enters play, discard each other environment card in play. Starts with 2 threat per player on it. So it's got him set up. He's going to be starting with a scheme of 1, attack of 2, and he gains a trait of each environment in play and 14 health. For Quicksilver, I'm using the pre-constructed deck, so nothing has changed there, just to see how that works. It is protection, which is one of the aspects that I use the least, especially for solo play. Now, if I'm playing with 3 or 4 players, someone usually has that, but solo hasn't been my go-to. So he's got a thwart of 1, attack of 1, defense of 1, hero mode. Super speed as a response. After you use one of his basic powers, thwart, attack, or defense, ready him, limit once per phase. So that's for the hero phase and the villain phase. And size of 5, hit points of 9. Alter Ego, recovery of 3. Superpowered siblings. As an action, discard 2 cards from your hand. Draw 2 cards. If Wanda is in play, we'll draw 3 instead, and a limit of once per round on that, and a hand size of 6. All right, finishing up setup. Shuffling our encounter deck. Then we're going to discard until we get an environment. So flipping through here. There we go. An abandoned facility. So after he makes an undefended attack against you, discard a resource from your hand. 2 if there's 5 or more delay counters in there. And these get shuffled together. And we can set up Quicksilver. So he's getting 6 cards. And I'm not sure what I really want. Feel like all his cards are good. I think he takes some setting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Never back down. Order and chaos. That's a good one to keep. So Scarlet Witch, multiple man, and +1 thwart. So there's 3 that I want to keep. But there's no way I'm going to get all those in play. So I think we're just going to keep that one and draw 5 more. Industries is good. Sidestep, Adrenaline Rush, Nerves of Steel, and Double Time. We'll go ahead and use his ability, discarding 2 to draw 2. Multiple man and always be running. And yeah, I'm pitching that one. But I want to get this out. So after you ready Quicksilver, ready this card. It's a resource. Exhaust this to generate a physical resource. So not a limit on how many times that can be done. Then we're going to flip over. No, we're not. Not yet. We want to play this first, using that to pay for it. Alter Ego action. Exhaust this. Shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards from your discard pile into your deck. So it'll always be running in the Scarlet Witch. So we'll put those back in here. Now we'll flip over and attack for 1. Down to 13. That readies, which readies that. Then attack for another 1 down to 12. Then we're going to use that to bring in Adrenaline Rush. It's a hero action. Discard this. Your hero gets +1 attack until the end of the phase. Ender turn. Drawing 5. Always be running. Another Adrenaline Rush. Another running. Velocity and running. So we're going to go up to 3 threat. Get a delay counter. Then he's attacking. We are defending. So base 2, 4 damage. Nice to see that go. So we're taking 3 damage down to 6. We ready? Then our encounter card, attach Absorbing Man. So here action, we can spend a physical resource to shuffle that back into the deck. +1 scheme, +1 attack. And for our turn, physical resource. We don't want that thing there forever, but it could pop right back up. We're going to play maximum velocity, max 1 per phase, +2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense, gives us that until the end of the round. Then we'll discard that to give us +1 attack. So we're +3 attack. Swinging for 4. Down to 8. Then we ready. Swing for another 4. Then always be running, using that to pay for it, which readies us, and then along with it, thwart for 3. No. Attack for 4. So Absorbing Man, taken care of. Second version, scheme of 2, attack of 2. Still gains the same traits. If super absorbing power is in play, we get an encounter card. Otherwise, we go looking for it. And 15 health. Let's see. It's coming up shortly. So that gives him every trait. Comes in with 3 threat on it. But we're going to always be running to ready Quicksilver. And then thwart for 3 to get rid of it. So that worked out well. End our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 cards. Nerves of Steel, Warlock Armored Vest, Reinforced Sinew, and Never Back Down. And we still have +2 defense. So we're getting a threat and a counter. He's going to attack. We are defending. So we've got a defense of 3. He's coming at us for 3, so we're good and ready. Counter card. Place a threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters. So just gets 1 threat. Up to 5 in our turn. So we're going to put this into play, giving us +1 defense. Actually, no. Give us +1 attack. So we're spending 2. 1 there, Never Back Down. And attacking for 2. Down to 13. And ready. Then we're going to bring in Warlock. Using that to help pay for it. Thwart of 1, attack of 1, 3 health. Spend a mental resource to heal up to 2 damage from Warlock. And I think we're going to thwart for 1 on each of them. And go ahead and flip over. Use that. Even though velocity was good. Yep, we'll go in always running and a velocity. And that'll end our turn. We'll draw 6. Oops, I'll shuffle better. And draw 6. Strength, Nerves of Steel, Velocity, Sidestep, Civic Duty, and Never Back Down. So we're going up to 3 and 4. It's going to scheme for 2. If he has the ice or metal trait, give him a tough status card, so he's all about the metal. So 4 threat. 8's a problem. Counter card. So surge, and now if it's undefended attack, we take 1 indirect damage, 2 if there's 5 or more counters. Alter Ego, gain surge. Scheme. 1, 2, 3. Up to 11. Whew, that was close. Going to use his ability to... No, we're going to use that to put 2 of our cards. Maybe a +1 thwart. Always be running. And something to help our thwarting. Then we'll discard 2 cards to draw 2 into a genius, and always running. We're going to flip over, use that to bring in Civic Duty. It's a hero action, discard that to give us +1 thwart until the end of the phase, so we're going to do that. Velocity, +2 thwart, attack and defense till the end of the round. So we're thwarting for 4. And ready. 4 more. Wait, do we want to do that yet? Yeah. Then we're going to use that so we can ready. Have him attack for 1 to get rid of tough. Then I think we're going to attack. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, down to 9 health. Then we'll spend a mental to remove 2 damage from him. End our turn. Discard. We are still +2 defense. So reflex, armored vest, those are good cards. Velocity, speed cyclone, and energy. So 4 and 4. He's attacking, we're defending, so we're base 3. So we take no damage and ready. Counter card. Discard a card at random from your hand if he has the wood trait, which he does. Discard a card we control. So card at random. And the loser Cyclone. That would have been nice to have. And then a card we control. We'll get rid of our industries. So bring in our armored vest, giving us +1 defense, using that to pay for it. Velocity, +2 thwart, attack and defense till the end of the round. Attack for 4, taking him down to 5. We ready, attack for 4, down to 1. Warlock hits for 1, and that's it for Absorbing Man. So first time playing through with him, seems pretty good, even though I wouldn't choose to play him with protection. Hopefully it didn't mess anything up. And since that went so quickly, we'll try for a second round. Okay, modifying the deck. So we're going from Absorbing Man Standard to Expert. And like I said, I typically don't play protection, but I am going to keep a protection, but it's going to be a complete overhaul. So this is how I typically set up for creating my decks. I know I've got my 15 card deck. Usually 3 cards are going to be these resources and 2 are our powers of something. So there's 20 cards, and I have room for 20 more cards. And then there's some cards that I like putting in every deck, so I'll look at those. Quinn Carrier, we've got an Avenger. I don't see why not to put that in there. Helicarrier, as far as I'm concerned, should go in every deck. Love Nick Fury, Mockingbird, Lockjaw, and the two new ones, Spider-Man Miles Morales and Ironheart. But I think what I'm going to do is just go pure protection on this. So not using any of those, but these are cards I almost always look at when I make a deck. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I'm going all green, I'm bringing in 2 Power of Protection. And I usually put that up here, so I've got 20 cards sitting there, but I do want to keep one of these. So if I was playing with Scarlet Witch, the actual hero coming out next, I probably would keep that in there, but I'm going to take it out. So these 2 taken out, Armored Vest stays. And initially, really didn't like these cards, but now that I used them, I love them. But I am going to go all green, so I'm taking them out. And since I don't play protection much, I'm just not used to playing cards on the defense. So I'm taking those out. The side steps and the Never Back Down. Even though that can come in handy, I do like it. I'm just trying something different. And Multiple Man. I love having a lot of allies. But I'd rather have 2 allies that cost 2 instead of 1 that costs 4 that allows them to get 2. So they're all out. So with all that said, keeping 2 cards. So complete rehaul. So making a protection deck. Energy Barrier, 3 of them. I don't know why we wouldn't put those in there. Momentum Shift. Heal 2 damage from your hero. Deal 2 damage to an enemy. So putting those in here. Expert Defense. 3 of those in there just in case. Then I'm bringing in some allies. I typically go ally heavy. So I'm going Brother Voodoo, Black Widow, Nova, Iron Fist, and Clea. Then we do have Defensive Stance. And most cards that are max 1 per player, I just put in 1 per deck, even though I definitely want to see that come out. Then we've got Night Nurse, Unflappable, and Armor. So especially with him, since I can defend with him, dealing a damage back to the attacker seems great. He's susceptible to stuns and confuse, so having her to help is nice. And after you defend against an attack, take no damage, draw a card. And I did forget with the basics. I do like endurance and downtime, especially with someone with 9 health, but I said I'm going straight protection, well, except for the 3 resources, so not making a deck. If I was, I'd take it up to 42 cards. All right, 43. Maybe even 44. But we're going to go minimum. So this is our change deck to go up against Expert Absorbing Man. All right, game 2 with Quicksilver. Shuffling our encounter deck. Looking for environment. There we go, Snowy Hillside. So after he attacks, making an undefended attack against you, place a threat on the main scheme. 2 if there's 5 or more delay counters. And these get shuffled back in. And we'll set up for Quicksilver and see what I can do with a different version of protection. So 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Brother Voodoo, Double Time, Defensive Stance, Friction Resistance, that's a keeper. The Armor, yeah, I like those 2. So we'll pitch those 3 and get 3 more. Energy Barrier, Velocity, and Nova. So that's a problem with this deck now. Every card's a great one. So we're going to use his ability, discarding 2 to draw 2. Expert Defense, and another Expert Defense. Then we're going to put in Friction Resistance. So hero response, after you ready Quicksilver, ready this card. And then as a resource, exhaust this to generate a physical resource. We'll flip over. Let me see, did I pitch? Nope, I'm all right with that. We'll go ahead and bring in our electrostatic armor. After you defend against an attack, deal 1 damage to the attacking player. Then thwart for 1. And ready and thwart for 1 again. And end our turn. We're going to keep our accelerated reflex. 4 more cards, always running, momentum shift, power protection, and Black Widow. So we get a threat and a counter. Get attacked, we defend. So 3 damage coming our way. We defend 1 and take 2, down to 7, and ready. We also defended, so we're dealing a damage. And in the counter card, Icy Grip. When revealed, you are stunned. If he has an ice trait, which he does, we take 2 indirect damage. Not good. So we are going to attack to lose stunned, and that negates our actual attack, so we don't ready. Always be running, using that to pay for it, to ready Quicksilver. Then we're going to thwart for 1. Actually, not yet. Still need to remember to use that properly. Bring in an accelerated reflex. Then thwart for 1. And ready. Attack for 1, down to 13. Then we are going to momentum shift, heal 2 damage from you, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we'll go up to 7, down to 11. Ending our turn, drawing 5. So we've got velocity, hyper perception, speed cyclone, armored vest, and our +1 attack. So we'll go up to 4 threat. Another counter. Getting attacked, we're defending. So we've got a 2 defense. So if he has a stone or wood trait, which he doesn't, okay, that's good, we're not stunned. 3 damage coming in, we take 1. We do 1 back. Counter card. When revealed, he has the ice trait. We defended and readied. So now we exhaust our identity. That's not good. It's cold. So for our turn, we're going to bring in an armored vest, giving us +1 defense. And we'll do a speed cyclone, hero action, stunning 1 enemy. And end our turn. I am going to keep both of these cards. So we're also getting Clea, a momentum shift, and another momentum shift. We're going up to 3 counters. 5, he attacks, lose stunned, and counter card. Exhaust our identity again. All right, setup turn. Going to give us +1 attack. And then give us +1 thwart. And end our turn. Unflappable, Iron Fist, Double Time, Scarlet Witch, and Energy. Up to 4 and 6. Attack, we defend, base 2. So 5 damage coming. We have a 1, 2, 3 defense, so we're taking 2 down to 4. And ready. And counter card. Discard a card at random from your hand. If he has the wood trait, which he doesn't, discard a card, so we're losing a card in our hand. So give this a shuffle. Get that nice and randomized. And we are going to lose Double Time. All right, we're finally ready. We are going to bring in Scarlet Witch with energy and friction resistance. Thwart a 1, attack a 1 with 3 health. When you use one of her basic powers, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, she gets +1 to that power. She is going to thwart for 1, 2. Quicksilver. Forget if I used that last turn. Oh well. He's thwarting for 2. So they're going to ready. Then we'll bring in Unflappable. After you defend against an attack and take no damage, exhaust this to draw a card. So attacking for 2, down to 8. End her turn. We will go ahead and keep Iron Fist. So 4 more cards. Power Protection, always running. Night Nurse, and always be running. So up to 3 threat. Getting attacked, we're going to defend. So base 2, 4 damage. So we're going to end up taking 1. But we ready. We do a damage back down to 7. Then in a counter card, place a threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters on the main scheme. No threat was placed this way. Card gains surge. So we are going to get 2 more threat. And pass to our turn. So we're going to bring in Iron Fist with a little help. So enters play with 2 Mystic counters on him. When Iron Fist attacks an enemy, remove a counter from him, stun that enemy, and deal a damage to it. So he's going to attack, remove a counter, deal a damage down to 6, and stun. And then he's doing this 2 damage, so down to 4. Quicksilver will attack for 2. And then they ready. Then attack for 2 more, which takes that version down. So now 2 scheme, 3 attack. Gains the trait of each environment in play. After he activates against you, if he's ice or stone, we place a threat on the main scheme. Metal or wood, taking indirect damage. And 16 health. Spend a resource to ready Quicksilver. Use that to pay for it. Stay ready. Then Night Nurse is going to come in using that. See, she comes in with 3 medical counters. As an action, exhaust her, remove a medical counter from her, heal 1 damage from a hero, and discard a status card from it. Then Scarlet Witch is going to thwart for base 1, 2. Then we are going to flip over and heal for 3, up to 6 health. End her turn. Drawing 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Serval Industries, Expert Defense, Energy Barrier ×2, Warlock, and Genius. We go up to 6 and 4 threat. Scheming for 2, 5. And he's got ice, placing a threat on the main scheme. That was dangerous. We're up to 10. Then Icy Grip. When revealed, you're stunned. If he has an ice trait, which he does, take 2 indirect damage. So we're stunned, and 4. Back to our turn. Night Nurse. Taking off a counter. Let me make sure I'm doing this the right step. From a hero. All right, not yet. So we're going to bring in several industries with that. Alter Ego action, exhaust this to shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards from your discard pile into your deck. Always be running. Always be running. So we'll shuffle those the best we can. Going to heal for 3, up to 7. Use our ability to discard 2 cards, and since Wanda's in play, we draw 3. So discard 2 to draw 3. Always be running, and strength. We'll then flip over. Now use a Night Nurse. Heal us 1, remove an effect. I'm going to use an energy barrier to ready Quicksilver. Then he's going to thwart for 2. And ready. And thwart for 2 again. Then always be running to ready. And thwart for 2 again. And then we'll bring in the other energy barrier. You would take any amount of damage, remove a counter from here, prevent 1 of that damage, and deal damage to an enemy. And Ender turn. I forgot earlier, he does have a damage on him. We are going to keep Genius. So we're drawing 4 more. Always be running. We're going to get an encounter card and 3 more. Always running, expert defense, and double time. All right, 5 threat. Gets another counter. Goes to attack, lose stunned. Counter card. The villain attacks you. We will defend. We're going to play expert defense, hero interrupt. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +3 defense for that attack. So we're going to be a 1, 2, 3, 6. So he's a 3. He's doing 5. We take no damage. So we're going to deal the damage back to the attacking character. And since we took no damage, draw a card to Warlock. And we get an encounter card. First one. Take 3 indirect damage, 4 instead if he has the metal trait. He's currently just ice, so 3 indirect damage. So we'll go down to 5. Actually, we'll go down to 6. Redirect 1. And surge and exhaust your identity card. Not cool. Surge into place a threat on the main scheme for every 2 delay counters on the main scheme. So we've got 7, so we're getting 3 more. So it's our turn. We're going to ready Quicksilver, using this to pay for it. When he readies, we ready this. So Iron Fist is going to attack, removing a counter. Does a damage and stun. Plus the 2, so down to 11. Scarlet Witch is going to attack for at least 1. For 2 damage, down to 9. We're going to double time it. Choose 2 of the following. Hero action, deal 2 damage to an enemy, or 2 threat from a scheme. We can do the same thing twice, so 4 damage total. Down to 5. Then we're going to attack for 2, down to 3, and ready. Attack for 2, down to 1. Use that to ready Quicksilver, and attack for 2 more. And that takes care of Absorbing Man. So from 2 quick playthroughs, I do believe he's going to be good with whatever aspect you want him to play with. And Iron Man's jealous, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards down for us. So that's my first look at Quicksilver. First 2 plays seem to be a success. As always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.